You've got the knowledge, the years of experience, maybe even a loyal network on LinkedIn. But let me ask you something. What is that content doing for you right now? Is it building equity in your business? Is it earning while you sleep? Is it systematized, scalable, and AI powered? Or is it just sitting there collecting likes and dust? Because here's the truth. The creator economy is exploding. 250 billion and climbing. But 96% of creators, they're stuck on the sidelines. And why? Because they're chasing trends instead of building assets. So this week, we're putting an end to that. After listening to this episode, you're not just going to make content. You're going to build an income-producing AI-powered business engine, a technology-enabled superpower based on what you already know. Hey, the world doesn't need another dancing influencer. It needs more builders, more teachers, more leaders. And AI is about to give you the leverage you've been waiting for. Hello, and welcome back, my fellow entrepreneurs. I'm Kim, and this is Small Business, Big AI, the podcast where we don't just talk about AI, we explore how it's transforming small businesses like yours into technology-enabled superpowers. So, if you're new here, welcome. Around here, we believe that small steps can lead to big changes. And we believe that AI, when used with intention, is the once-in-a-generation tool that levels the playing field. Now, if you caught last week's episode, you know that we went deep on unlocking LinkedIn. How to stop lurking and start leading with your expertise online. Well, this week, we're leveling up. We're stepping into the world of the creator economy. Now, I know that term can sound like it's reserved for 20-somethings on TikTok or YouTubers with ring lights and merch stores. But here's what they're not telling you. Small business owners, people like you, are quietly building media-driven empires behind the scenes. They're using AI to automate the content, scale their voice, and turn what they know into what they sell. And that's what we're diving into today. And by we, I mean my partner in life and business. He's the guy who sees opportunity before the market even catches up. Yes, Hal's here, joining me once again at the mic. But first, let's get real for a second. If you're feeling like, Kim, this all sounds amazing, but I'm already stretched thin. I mean, content creation, monetization, who has time for all that? Or maybe you're thinking, I'm not a content creator. I run a real business. Know what I mean? Then this episode is definitely for you. Because what we're talking about isn't about chasing virality or going viral, as those clickbait headlines like to say. It's about building a system, one that works for you even when you're off the clock, one that turns your know-how into a business asset. All right, let's get into it. Because if you've ever wondered, how do I actually turn my expertise into income without becoming a full-time content machine? Well, this is a segment you're going to want to pay close attention to. So, Welcome back to the mic, Hal.
Great to be here, Kim.
So, Hal, today, small business owners, well, they're leaving money on the table. So, let's start at the top. What is the creator economy? And really, why should small business owners even care about it?
Well, Kim, the creator economy, it isn't just some trend. It's a $250 billion movement that's expected to nearly double by 2027. And it's not just for influencers, it's for small business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, team leaders. The creator economy is really just this: using what you know to build what you sell directly to your audience.
That's right, Hal. And here's the key: AI makes it scalable. Before, turning your knowledge into content was simply exhausting. And now with AI, it's engineered, it's repeatable, it's systematized.
Let's walk through it.
So in 2025, instead of the creator economy, around here, we call it the AI creator elevator. 4 levels, one goal: turn your expertise into income using AI every step of the way.
Let's start with the foundation, niching it down.
Right. So the first level is to identify and refine your niche. What's the one thing you do better than anyone else?
And don't guess, test. AI can help you validate your niche with real data. You can use tools like SEMrush or ChatGPT to explore key trends, audience demand, and even what's missing in your industry's content landscape.
Exactly how. It's like having a market research assistant working, like I've said before, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
AI tells you what people really want to know. All you have to do is show up and deliver it.
So now the second level of the AI creator elevator is to create consistent, high value content. Now, this is where most people freeze up. They think, what do I post or how do I keep up? So, how let's fix that for our listeners today so that they don't freeze up.
O-
Tell us how to create consistent, high value content.
Okay, so AI writing tools can draft your blog posts, newsletters, and even video scripts. And design tools like Canva can generate branded graphics in just minutes. And tools like Opus Clip can chop long videos into short form content for LinkedIn or Instagram.
So, the point you're making here is you're not starting from scratch, you're really refining. The AI creator elevator is doing the heavy lifting, and you're moving on to the next level.
Yes, that's the beauty of it.
And this is a good place to remind our listeners, this is exactly what we teach in our course, From Overwhelmed to Empowered, using our impact framework. It's how to communicate clearly with AI so that you get those powerful business aligned outputs.
Nothing like a shameless plug for the course, right?
You got it. And one more, I'm dropping a link in the show notes. So when you're on the AI creator elevator, it's important to know just how to communicate with it strategically. So our third level is cultivate and engage your community. Now, content gets you seen, but community, that's where the real magic and the money happens.
AI helps here too. Tools like Sprout Social and Brandwatch let you listen to your audience, track sentiment, and even respond with tailored messaging.
So You can identify influencers in your space and really jump into trending conversations, and also use AI to personalize your responses, really without spending hours doing it all manually.
The days of ghosting your followers because you're too busy are over. AI makes you efficient and consistent.
Okay, Hal, so let's talk cash flow because the fourth level of the elevator, well, it's to strategically monetize your expertise.
That's correct. You've built the audience, now let's activate it. The good news is AI can help you identify the right monetization method for your business model: affiliate marketing, sponsorship, digital product, online courses.
Exactly. So, for example, maybe you need help building that course. Well, AI will outline it for you. Or you need a better pricing strategy. Well, AI can analyze trends and suggest optimized tiers. And if you're not sure where to begin, well, just ask the AI. Like what product solves my audience's biggest problem? Give it that prompt. Then test it, refine it, launch it. It's simple as that.
This isn't theory, this is the system. It's not about going viral, it's about building value consistently.
So you're not just creating content, you're building a machine, an asset, an AI powered engine that works while you sleep.
If your content's not making money, it's simply a marketing expense. If it is making money, it's media, a monetizable asset.
So every guru is always shouting, monetize your content.
But we're going to say this is not about becoming a wannabe influencer. It's about building a long term business asset, an income producing, AI powered engine from what you already know.
Ready to unlock the power of AI for your small business? Well, don't just listen. Become a small business big AI insider. Subscribe and get ready to dominate. All right, it's time for one of my favorite segments. You know what it is: Coffee Table Conversations with Kim and Hal. Now, this is where we get real about strategies that help your small business. This is a segment where Hal and I invite you into our home, coffee in hand, barefoot on the hardwood floors, or today, barefoot on the sandy beach. Something funny happened last Tuesday. Now, right after we dropped our LinkedIn episode, I went on my usual morning walk, barefoot in the sand, AirPods in the ears, and I started listening to a podcast. It was Marketing Against the Grain with Kip from HubSpot, and his guest was Halataha from Yap Media. And right there, in between the crash of the waves and the seagulls overhead, I heard Hala lay out a 4-step formula to go viral on LinkedIn. It was the same concept we had just released on Small Business Big AI that morning. And I laughed out loud, literally. There I was pacing the shoreline thinking, well, look at that. We're on the pulse. And it reminded me of something important. When smart minds start saying the same thing at the same time, well, that's a signal. That means a shift is happening. That means this topic, this moment is real. And it's bigger than content strategy. It's about reclaiming your voice as a business owner. It's about not waiting for opportunity to knock, but building the entire front porch with AI as your carpenter.
It also proves something we've talked about all the time behind the scenes. The rise of AI powered small business owner is already here. And it's not hype, it's happening. It's just the most of the world hasn't caught up yet.
Exactly, Hal. And I want to say something to our listeners who are nodding along, but also maybe thinking, this all sounds amazing, but it also sounds exhausting. I get it. You're not alone. Because let's be honest, this whole creator thing, well, it can feel a little intimidating where you're running a business or managing a team and chasing invoices and handling client fires and, oh yeah, trying to eat lunch before 3 p.m.
Right. It's easy to think, I don't have time to become a content creator. I'm just trying to stay in business. That's hard enough. And here's where we flip the script. You're not becoming a creator, you're becoming a communicator, and AI is your amplifier. You're taking the conversations you already have with your clients, customers, and team members, and you're packaging those in an insightful way that make them scale, that builds trust, that builds equity, and that builds revenue.
And that's why we do this segment every week, because we don't want you to just learn some tactic. We want you to see the why behind the movement. So let's go rapid fire now. We're calling this the hot seat. Let's knock down the top three objections we hear every week when someone says, I want to build content, but. So, first up, I hate being on video.
Newsflash, you don't need to be Spielberg. AI tools can script your videos, edit them, and even create captions and graphics. No studio required. And guess what? People don't want perfection, they want connection.
So, next one, I'm already swamped. Where do I find the time?
This one is about working smarter. Batch your content. Let AI do the heavy lifting. Record once, repurpose 10 ways, and schedule it out so you're not in constant churn.
Last one, Hal, and it's a biggie. I'm not tech savvy.
You don't need to be. Today's tools are no code, drag and drop, tap and go. Start with one tool, master that. Let the momentum carry you forward.
So, here's the truth, my friends. The tools are not the problem. The tech isn't the block. The belief is. You don't have to know everything. You just have to start.
And the beauty is, once you take the first step, the rest of the elevator ride gets a whole lot smoother.
That's right. The view from the top, it's worth it. If you want to go from overwhelmed to in command when it comes to AI, check out my Impact Framework course. The link is in the show notes. So, we've explored the AI creator elevator and we've had our coffee table chat. So, now let's pull back the curtain and look at the bigger picture. Let's zoom out for a second because this moment we're in, it's not just a tech trend. This isn't just about side hustles or personal branding. It's a shift in how business is done. The rise of the creator economy isn't just changing how we communicate. It's rewriting who gets to lead, who builds wealth, and who stays relevant. And that should give every small business owner a reason to sit up straighter.
Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most traditional small businesses are still operating like it's 2012, referral based, ad hoc, feast or famine marketing. They're not thinking like creators, they're not building content ecosystems. And guess what? They're falling behind.
And meanwhile, the solopreneur with a podcast and a strategic LinkedIn presence, well, they're outpacing legacy businesses that have been around for 20 years. And not because they have better products, but because they have better systems. They have more reach, more relevance, and yes, AI behind the scenes like a silent growth partner.
So let's talk real numbers. Kim, like you mentioned in the intro, the creator economy is worth around $250 billion right now. And Goldman Sachs says it's on track to hit $500 billion by 2027. But wait, there's more. Visa, they're officially classifying creators as small businesses. That's how seriously the world is starting to take this shift.
So here's the question I want you to ask yourself as you're listening right now. Is my business built to communicate, to educate, and to scale like a media company? And if the answer is no, realize this: you are standing at a fork in the road because the future, well, it belongs to the business that can do both: serve clients and serve content, provide value and document that value in ways that scale.
Here's where Kim and I always end up having a friendly debate. She'll say small businesses need to think like creators. And I'll push back with they need to think like strategists. Creators make content. CEOs build leverage.
Okay, fine. You win on semantics, but we both agree on this. Whether you call it content, messaging, IP, or marketing, it's all part of the same system. And AI makes that system scalable. Let me give you a real world example. Now, AAA Prescott Insurance, it's a branded independent agency in Tennessee. And they started using targeted digital content and paid ads. And with just a few AI optimized posts per week and some paid distribution, they began generating 34 new leads per month at a cost of less than really $6 per lead. Now, that's a brick and mortar business acting like a media brand, and it's paying off.
This is why we say AI doesn't eliminate the human touch, it amplifies it. And that's a big unlock here. Whether you run a boutique law firm, a chiropractic office, a landscaping business, or a beauty brand, the creator economy lets you control your story, build your tribe, and turn your business into a platform.
So picture this: you, the expert, sitting on your back porch or walking the beach like me, while your business is creating content, nurturing leads, and building brand equity on autopilot. Not because you're hustling harder, but because you finally have a system. Because AI became your co founder, not your competition. And that's what we want for every listener of this show.
Kim, we've taken our listeners up the elevator, across the new landscape, and now we need to bring it home with action.
All right, let's bring this down to street level because Ideas are great, but impact comes from implementation. So here's your AI powered creator action plan. 3 simple steps to get off the sidelines and start building a business asset that grows with you. Step 1, identify your zone of genius. Now, what's the one thing you could teach, coach, explain, or create around for hours and people will actually listen? Now, this is the core of your niche. And if you're not sure what it is, then ask AI, prompt it, test it, refine it. You've really got more expertise than you give yourself credit for.
Step 2, choose one AI tool this week. Don't try to do it all. That's how overwhelm creeps in. Pick one tool: writing, design, video, voice, whatever feels the most natural to you. Use it to create just one piece of content.
Yeah, think minimum viable momentum. So we're not aiming for viral. We're aiming for clarity, confidence, and consistency. And step 3, share it loudly, boldly, and perfectly. Drop it on LinkedIn. Post it to your Facebook business page. Email it to your list. DM it to a client who needs to hear it. Whatever your first step is, take it.
Because momentum doesn't come from waiting, it comes from showing up, even when it's messy.
So here's your challenge, my fellow entrepreneurs. Create one piece of content this week using AI. Share it. Tag us. Use the hashtag small business big AI so that we can actually find it. And then we'll share our favorites and maybe even feature yours on a future episode.
It's not about being everywhere. It's about starting somewhere.
Exactly how. So take that first step. The elevator is waiting. So, what's the big takeaway from today's episode? Well, the future of small business isn't just local, it's not just transactional, it's creative, it's AI powered, and it's in your hands. You don't need to be a social media star. You just need a little system, a clear message, a point of view, and a willingness to start with what you already know.
Because the tools are here, the timing is now. The path to becoming a monetized AI-powered creator is shorter than you think.
Now, that's it for today's episode of Small Business Big AI. Thanks so much for tuning in. Now, we all know that small businesses are the heart and soul of the American dream, and the future belongs to those who are prepared to adapt. Now, don't forget, tag us, share what you create, use hashtag smallbusinessbigAI. We want to cheer you on and celebrate your first wins, because you're not just building content, you're building an engine, a strategically AI-powered growth engine to monetize your expertise, a technology-enabled superpower, a business asset that grows, scales, and serves even when you're not in the room. So stay connected, share your victories, ask your questions. Let's grow together as a community. You never know when your story could inspire the next entrepreneur who's listening right now. Now, until next time, keep embracing change, keep innovating, and remember, the future of your business is bigger than you think. And the steps you take today will shape the legacy you build tomorrow. Now, I'm Kim, and this has been Small Business Big AI. Thanks for listening. I'll catch you in the next episode.